right. Okay, so how are we? How are we? And I hope you're good. You're doing great. Not sure, simplihan lang nato ang atong pagtudlo when it comes to basic foreign language. I still might have to adjust on this. No, it's a good way to adjust on what are your needs, particular needs when learning this particular subject. No, I would like to have your comments below this video. So I'd appreciate your comments also. All right. So let's move on to our next lesson. Okay. So I would like to share this particular slide. So let me introducing you to the Chinese language. Okay, so you might ask, um, isn't Mandarin Chinese or isn't Chinese Mandarin? So I want to clear up some of these things, no, to you whenever we'll on this particular subject, no. Sorry about the neighbors. Hmm. Anyway, so for this lesson, we are talking about introduction to Mandarin Chinese, right? So let's introduce you to the language while giving you some facts about the language. The picture you see on your screen is the Tiantan, the Temple of Heaven in Beijing, one of the landmarks in China, one of the famous landmarks in China. Right, so let's introduce you to Mandarin Chinese. Okay, before we'll proceed further, I'm giving you an audio lesson for this part of the subject. So I'll let you listen to this Mandarin lessons audio file from the US, United States Peace Corps in China. So I'm now stopping the screen sharing and yeah, hello everyone again from the JIB International Schools, especially from the Career Institute of Southeast Asia. We are live, or not really live, recording as live here in YouTube, my YouTube channel. If you are interested to be part of some of my videos, not only in teaching but also other topics, uh, please click that subscribe button below and might as well click that bell icon if you want to be if you really insist to be updated with my latest videos. So hello for students again from the JIB International Schools. All right, so let me open the audio file for our lesson one. This might take this might take a while. This is around 15 or so minutes, so I hope you'll be patient in waiting for this audio to play. All right, so allow me to screen share this audio file for you, and please be attentive and listening to this audio, um, and after which we'll do some lectures, no, explaining what I've been sharing to you. Okay, let's go.
Lesson 1, Introduction to Chinese Language. Mandarin is the official language of the People's Republic of China. It is the dialect spoken in the capital, Beijing. It is taught in all schools and is used for television and broadcast. Almost the entire population understands Mandarin. The language taught in pre-service training, PST, is Mandarin. Chinese is a language with a large number of words with the same pronunciation but a different meaning. What distinguishes these homophones is their tonal quality, the rising or lowering of pitch on certain syllables. Mandarin has 4 tones: high, rising, falling rising, and falling, plus a fifth neutral tone. To illustrate, look at the word ma, which has 4 different meanings according to tone.
High, ma, mother. Rising, ma, him or nam. Falling, rising, ma, horse. Falling, ma, to scold or swear.
Writing system. Chinese is not a phonetic language, and the characters do not bear any resemblance to actual pronunciation. Chinese is often referred to as a language of pictographs. There are about 56,000 characters, but the vast majority of these are archaic. It is commonly felt that a well-educated, contemporary Chinese might know and use between 6,000 and 8,000 characters. To read a Chinese newspaper, you will need to know 2,000 to 3,000, but 1,200 to 1,500 would be enough to get the gist. Each Chinese character represents a spoken syllable, so many people declare that Chinese is a monosyllabic language. Actually, it's more a case of having a monosyllabic writing system. While the building block of the Chinese language is indeed the monosyllabic Chinese character, Chinese words are usually a combination of 2 or more characters. You could think of Chinese words as being compounds. Phonetic system, Pinyin. In 1958, China adopted a system of writing their language using the Roman alphabet. It's known as Pinyin. It is used in this course. Grammar. Chinese grammar is much simpler than that of European languages. There are no articles such as a or the, no tenses, and no plurals. The basic point to bear in mind is that, like English, Chinese word order is subject, verb, object. In other words, a basic English sentence like I, the subject, love, verb, you, the object, is constructed in exactly the same way in Chinese.
Okay, so that's the audio file that you had just listened. So I hope you have given attention to that audio that I just gave you. All right, so for those who are just watching and this video from the JIB International Schools Career Institute of Southeast Asia, welcome. Okay, so we're just starting this lesson on introducing to Mandarin Chinese, introduction to Mandarin Chinese. Okay, so again, may adlaw kaniyang tanan for all of us. Mabuhay o madayaw to all of our students from Kaisa. All right, so let's continue with our lecture this in this video. All right, so again, we're live on YouTube. Okay, so Chinese languages. Okay, Mandarin versus Chinese. So sometimes people might get confused with these two terms, no? So sometimes nagkakahalo ang Mandarin at saka ang Chinese. So ano pala ang Chinese? Ano pala ang Mandarin? So let's start first with Chinese, right? So just to explain, Chinese languages is a generic term for languages under the Sino-Tibetan language family, originating in China and Tibet. So most of those languages within China and Tibet are Sinitic or Sino-Tibetan languages. Okay, so to be clear, there are many dialects of the Chinese language. Dialects, I'm putting it in quotes. Some way, some linguists might say these are separate languages. Some may be dialects, or some of them may be just variants of the language. Not a lot of people would agree on this, but I'll just uh, uh, I'll just identify these as dialects. of the language. First is Mandarin, which we are learning now. This is the official language of mainland China and Taiwan. Cantonese or Yue. This is spoken in Hong Kong, Macau, Guangdong, and overseas Chinese communities in America. Fujianese or Minanhua. This is spoken in Fujian province and overseas Chinese communities in Southeast Asia, including the Philippines. Right. So other dialects like Shanghainese or Wuyu is spoken in Shanghai and neighboring towns. Hakka spoken by the indigenous Hakka peoples, and lots more. There are lots of dialects in Chinese. Uh, but while there are these dialects exist, what these dialects exist, their writing system is the same. All all of these dialects use the same characters, though they use different pronunciation and syntax. Right? So kahit pabasahin mo yung itong Chinese text sa isang Mandarin speaker, isang Hokkien speaker, or a Cantonese speaker, more or less they can speak them. They can pronounce those characters. No. Okay. So, for example, all of these Zhao Sang Hao in mainland China, Zhao An in Taiwanese Mandarin, Ho Taki in Hokkien, Zhao San in Cantonese. So, magkaiba talaga sila actually. No, but the writing system is still the same. Mandarin, but on the other hand, is this language spoken by the Han people of China that originating from Beijing, China, the capital. So it is the official language of mainland China and well established. The writing system is well established. Okay, Mandarin is taught in schools in China and used in TV and broadcast. And almost the entire Chinese population can understand Mandarin. There are over 900 million speakers of Mandarin. We mean native speakers of Mandarin in China alone. Mandarin is also taught as an official language in Taiwan and in Singapore. Uh, in which case, Singapore, it's Mandarin is one of the four official languages, as alongside English, Tamil, and Malay. It is also spoken in many overseas Chinese communities across the world, including all the Chinatowns that are existing all over major cities in the world. Here in the Philippines, Mandarin is taught in Chinese schools alongside the Hokkien dialect or Fukien dialect, which is the lingua franca of the Chinese Filipino community. Might as well because Filipino Chinese, most of the Filipino Chinese here in the Philippines have their ancestry in Fujian, China, which means they have spoken some degree of Hokkien dialect. Okay, Chinese has a large number of words with the same pronunciation but a different meaning. So we call them homophones. So I'm showing you an example of these homophones. So we have a character, we have a syllable in Mandarin, which is "zi," and "zi" can point to different characters. The character for chicken on the top left, then muscle, then base, "zi," trace, "zi," machine, and "zi" for hunger. So maraming characters na pwede ma-associate sa syllable na "zi," no? So ganun ganun ka-complex ang Mandarin. And with this, no, what distinguish these homophones is the tonal quality, the raising and lowering of pitch. So Mandarin has four tones: high, rising, falling, and falling, plus a fifth neutral tone. Okay? So just to give you an illustration, allow me to pronounce these different syllables here shown on the screen. Allow me to put a laser pointer over here. Okay, on the first syllable that is pronounced ma, ma, mother. Ma, ma, that means hemp. Ma, ma, that means horse, caballo. Ma, ma, That means to scold. Kasabaan sa Bisaya pa. And we have the neutral tone ma. Ma is an interjection word that can indicate a question. Say for example, the ni hao ma. Ni hao ma means how are you? Okay, those are tones, which we will put into detail later on. Okay, some more characteristics of Chinese. Chinese, as you observed earlier, it's not a phonetic language, but and their characters don't resemble any pronunciation at all. Chinese is often referred to as a language of pictographs or ideographs. Like pictures. Paano na siyang pictures yung mga Chinese characters? Just to ano lang, just to give you an idea. No? Chinese characters are called ideographs, meaning each character signifies another word, one word and one meaning. So isang word na yung isang character ng Chinese. So these are some samples of characters representing the moon, the sun, mountain, wood, water, fire, horse, bird, fish, dog, hand, or vehicle. So those are a lot of words that are characters. You might, wow, that's how they do it, no? So these are ideographs that can convey an idea or a concept or an object. Now, as you will learn later on, Chinese characters come from certain pictures or of phenomena. Okay. All right. So just to be clear, each syllable in Mandarin is a separate character. Like for instance, this character and its pronunciation, yue, yue, yue. It's one word character, and that means moon. You can have these two characters, but again, each syllable is a separate character, and therefore, the pronunciation of these two characters is yue liang, yue liang, yue liang. So, this is a word of two characters, and this means moonlight. All right, so hopefully you had, no. So, that just means no single character in Mandarin Chinese has two or more syllables. It's just one syllable, monosyllabic language. Right. So let's go to some facts again. So this is one fact about Chinese characters. There are two forms of Chinese characters. We have the traditional and the simplified characters. So traditional characters are mainly used in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, and most of the Chinese Filipino community. Simplified characters are mainly used in mainland China and many other overseas Chinese communities across the world. So as you can see, some countries might use traditional characters, some countries might use simplified. No, especially in China, simplified po yung ginagamit nila. Okay, I won't go into further detail, but uh, the simplified characters were made uh, supposedly to increase literacy and reading amongst Chinese. Right. So other more characteristics of Chinese, it's an isolated language, no declination, doesn't regard tense, person, number, gender, case, or etc. No such thing in Mandarin Chinese. So Chinese use the pinyin system as its form of romanization or using the Roman alphabet to transliterate pronounced characters. And we'll talk about the pinyin system after this. Okay, so well, once we proceed to the next lesson with the pinyin system. Okay, so in Chinese, it's much simpler than other the European language or Indo-European language family. So there are no articles, tenses, or plurals. Now, basically, Chinese word order is subject, verb, object or SVO. Pag maggamit kayo ng gawa kayo ng sentence in Chinese, parehas lang siya sa English, subject, verb, and object. In other words, a basic English sentence like "I love you" is constructed in exactly the same way in Mandarin Chinese. So 我爱你. Okay, so we'll put this into detail once we get into uh, the lesson on Chinese grammar. Okay, so for those who just came in, let's greet each other again in Mandarin again. So whenever I start the session again, when I say, this is how I say it when we start the class. 大家早安. What's your response again? Ayun. 老师早安. Yan. Pwede naman yung bagalan lang muna. Okay lang. 老师早安. Sige. So, good morning, teacher. Alright, so again, when you say 老师早安, you must bow. Okay? When you will greet the teacher. Okay, so 大家早安 again. Let's do it practice. Sige. 大家早安. Ano daw? 老师早安. Ayan ha. So dapat tutunan nyo nito ha. You have to learn this. Sige. How about when we end the class, no? When I end the class, I'll say 大家再见. What's your response again? 老师再见. Yes. Goodbye, teacher. So, yun po yung sasabihin natin ha whenever we end the class. Sige, practice nga ulit tayo. 大家再见. Ayun. Pero hindi pa tayo tapos ha. We're not yet done. So, we're now proceeding with introducing you to Mandarin Phonetics. Wow, exciting. So, alamin na natin paano ba magpo-pronounce ang Chinese na language, no? So, I'm now giving you some preview, no? Yung 大家早安 or 大家再见na yan. So, yan yung pag-pronounce, no? So, sa Chinese. So, wow. That's a good thing, no? So, let's stop this part of our lesson. So, um, later on, after we end this session, I'm actually leaving a quiz, two quizzes, relating to the introduction to Mandarin Chinese and also the pronunciation of Mandarin. Okay, so stick around, stick around. We're hoping you're doing well with this lesson now. Yeah. Hope you're enjoying this. No, so don't you worry. I'll meet you again live in our next session next weekend. So enjoy lang tayo, no? All right. Sige. While there's still time, I'm introducing you. I want to introduce you now to um, Mandarin Chinese phonetics. Okay? Ano yung phonetics, sir? Yan yung way na paano mag-pronounce sa Mandarin Chinese. Mura ko sa tuwa, parang sa atin lang, we have an alphabet. Chinese has an alphabet of sorts, no? But they don't write in that alphabet. They just use that as reference to how to pronounce those characters that they have, yung mga pictographs, ideographs na yan, into their pronunciation in Mandarin. So I'm gonna show you now this lesson on introduction to pronunciation of Mandarin Chinese language. Okay, so the 中文口音哦，我们今天介绍你汉语拼音和注音符号和国音音调。No, so we want you to familiarize yourself with the Hanyu Pinyin and the Intiao or the tones. No, let's move to the slides. Next slides. Okay, so as not to waste much time, um, you can pause this video first and check module number 1. That's in your Microsoft Teams. Uh, the audio itself is around 14 to 15 minutes, so it takes a lot of time. No, I want you first to pause this video and go to your Microsoft Teams. Check for Module 1 channel on the on your class. No, diba merong general Module 0 and Module 1. Sorry for the dogs. They bark all the time. So I want you to listen to the audio lesson. Anyway, I'll go back to this when we meet again next week. Just to ano lang, just to establish your understanding of the Mandarin phonetics. All right. Okay. Take your time to pause, then or take your time to check the audio. You can scrub that. No, you can just tingin-tingin niyo yung tingin-tingin niyo yung audio. Later on, at the end of this lesson, I can let you hear that again, no? So para may ano tayo. But you can watch this again, no? Just to ano lang, just to establish what we're doing, no? Okay. So as you have heard in the audio, no, there are valid. These are valid combinations of vowels and consonants in Chinese, no? Mandarin Chinese to be exact. Ito, okay? So I don't want to put into detail kasi parang CVVVCCC CVCVCVCC. Yeah, these are the valid combinations of Mandarin Chinese syllables, no? But what are these alphabets in Chinese, no? They are categorized into two. Initials. These are consonants. No, they are often called initials because they invariably appear in a word with the exception of the n, ng, and r, which can appear finally at the end of the syllable. There are also finals, vowels that are also called finals because they appear medially or finally within a word. They can stand by themselves when no initial consonant is present. And just to take note, Chinese is tonal language, kaya may tones rin ang Chinese alphabet, which is Pinyin. Okay? Sige. Uh, let's go to this example. This is ni hao. Ni hao. That means hello in Mandarin Chinese. So, how do you identify the initials, finals, and tones in Mandarin Chinese? So, simple lang. The consonant is the initial, the vowel is the tone, is the final, and the tone is what is above that final, no, or that vowel sound. Okay, so ni. Again, one or more syllables make a word, and each syllable points to a Chinese character. Just to be clear, may associated pronunciation ng isang Chinese character. Naka-final na, katuon na na siya. Wala, dili na ning mababaling unsa ang pagkaistorya ana na Chinese character. Alright? Okay. So let us do a bit of history now. No? Romanization or transliterating a non-Roman language or a language that doesn't use English alphabet, no, has been around for a long time to make Chinese language more accessible to foreigners like us, mga Pilipino, mga foreigners po tayo sa mga Chinese. Many different methods are being used in romanization of Chinese, such as Wade Giles, Yale, the postal system, and etc. But the most popular one is Pinyin, or again Pinyin, that is introduced in the year 1958 by the People's Republic of China, or the PRC, or mainland China. It's the most popular method today in romanizing Chinese characters. So the meaning of this word Pinyin comes from two characters. Pian means to spell, in means sound. So if you put them together, it means spelling a sound. Nagsispell ka ng sound. So again, there are three parts of the Mandarin Chinese phonetics. We have initials, finals, and tones. 声音, uh, 声母, 音母, and 音调, tones. No? So initials are consonants, finals are similar to vowels, and tones are ways to pronunciating those syllables. Okay. So now I'm now introducing you to the initials, finals, compound finals, and tones in Mandarin Chinese. Okay? Okay, initials. So, simulan muna natin sa word row na ito. Okay? So, pointer muna natin. Ayan. Ayan. So, akala nyo yung pag-ano nito ha, yeah, it looks like the English alphabet, but it is not pronounced the same way as in English. Okay? Tandaan nyo yan. No? So, simulan muna natin sa first row of initials. Itong B, P, M, and F. Okay? B is pronounced like this. P, P. Other books will pronounce this as po, po. But for the purpose of this class, I'm pronouncing this as ta, pa, pa. Okay, so that's B. Okay, P. This is pronounced as pa, pa, pa. Okay, pa. Okay, again, pa. And this one is pa. May hangin itong letter P sa Mandarin. Pa. Okay, let's go to the letter M. This is pronounced as ma, ma, ma. Okay, that's ma. All right. Next we have the letter F. Fa, fa, fa. Okay. So again, this row is pa, pa, ma, fa. Other books will pronounce this as po, po, mo, fo. But again, for the sake of this class, we will stick with pa, pa, ma, fa. Okay, I think that's good. So let's go to the second row of initials. D, T, and an L. Letter D is pronounced this way. Ta, ta. You don't say the, it's ta, ta. Okay, letter T. Ta, may hangin. Ta, ta. Yon. Ta. Ayan. Next is N. Na, na, na. Okay? Again, sunod. La, la. Again, la. Do, do pronounce this as, so again, this row, ta, ta, na, and la. Okay? So, yeah, that's how you pronounce these. Okay, next. G, K, and H. Okay, how do you pronounce this? This one is pronounced ka, ka, ka. This one is pronounced ka, ka. Again, ka. Okay? I hope you got it. So itong G, hindi siya pronounced g, it is ka. Okay? Good. This one is ka, may hangin ulit. Ka. And this one is pronounced as ha, ha. This one is ha. Okay, so for this row, it's ka, ka, and ha. Okay? Sana nagets nyo ha? Nagigets nyo. Dapat magets nyo. Oh, sorry po. Excuse me. Okay. Sunod naman natin na phonetics. J, Q, at saka ang X. So, paano mapopronounce ito? J is pronounced T, T, T. Yan yung pag-pronounce niyan. Not G, it's T, T. Yan. T yan siya, T. Letter Q. Chi, chi, chi. May mas malakas na hangin. Chi. Yan. Letter X. She, she, she. Yan. Letter X is she. Yun. Let's go to the next row. So again, this is T, chi, and C. Ayan ha, dapat gets nyo. Okay, let's go to this next initials. ZH, CH, SH, and R. ZH is pronounced as chur, 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 chur. Kuha nyo? Para siyang sound, pero lagyan nyo siya na parang sound. Yan. Chur, chur. Ulitin nyo. Chur. Yun. Next, CH. So, mas mahangin. Chur, 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 chur. Yan siya. Yan. Gets nyo ha? Gets. Yan. So, this is chur, this is chur, or chur, chur. Yan. Chur and chur. Yan siya. Okay? Next is shur. SH is shur, shur. R is pronounced as er, er. Yan. So this is ch, ch, sh, and or ch, sh, and some accents of Chinese would pronounce it ch, or t, ch, sh. Medyo tinis. So it depends on the accent, actually. Okay, next we have Z, C, and S. So this is pronounced Z, C, and milder versions of this row. Z is z, z, z. Letter C, t, t, t. And letter S, 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 s. Okay, so again, this is t, t, and s. Okay, so that is the last row of initials. So I'm now showing you a complete table of all the initials. So let's practice reading all of these. So let's start with this one. P, P, M, F, T, T, N, L, K, K, H, Z, Chi, Shi, Zhi, Chi, Shi, R, Z, T, S. So, gets na natin ha. So, practice these initials, okay? So, hopefully you have got these syllables right, okay? So, let's move to the finals. Final. Okay, let's start with letter I. E, E. So you pronounce this as E. Itong letter I. E. Yan. Okay, next is the letter U. O, O, O. Okay, this is O. Okay, ito. This one is quite unique among the finest. This is not really common uh, word or some sound in English. It only exists in some languages. This letter U with two dots. Okay? So, paano ba iba-pronounce ito? Okay? Let me show this to you. E, e, e. Do you get it? Parang nasa-strange kayo. E, nawiwirdohan kayo, no? E, yan. How do you pronounce this? Paano ba siya mapapronounce itong U na dalawang dots? No? Uh, Ganito siya ha. Uh, how to pronounce this particular syllable? Okay, this particular final phonetic. Okay, imagine you try to pronounce the letter A, yung letter I, di ba? Pero to unti-unti, kinocompress mo ang ba. So, ganito. E, 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 E. Yeah. Baka natawa kayo, no? Pero ganyan ang pag-pronounce niyan. Di ba? It's E. Yan. If you see my mouth on this very small portion of the video, lalapitan ko na lang yung camera para sa inyo. That's how you pronounce this syllable is E. Look at my lips. E. So again, ulitin natin ito. E. And this is O. And this is again E. O. E. Look at my teeth. How they are positioned. No? And my lips too. And this particular final, no. This is pronounced again E. E. Uh, E. You compress your lips and parang slightly open lang yung teeth mo. Yung kaya Yan. And the tongue, when you pronounce hi, you just push the tip of your tongue backwards para ma-achieve mo yung yan. Yan, ha? So, ganun yan siya pag-pronounce itong this is like one of the most difficult to pronounce sounds in Mandarin. Yan. Okay? So, U, at saka U. Okay, let's move on to this next row. So, letter A is pronounced as ah, ah. Okay, letter O, O, O. So make it like a fuller O, round O sound. O. Yeah. Letter E in Mandarin Chinese. This is not typical A or E sound. No, this is pronounced as uh, uh, uh. Okay. So how do you pronounce this letter E? Na imagine you're like yung parang natatanga ka na lang talaga. Ganun. Pero yan yung sound. Uh, uh, that's how you pronounce that. Your throat like open up, no? Uh, yan. That's how you pronounce that. And this one, E with the hat, may something sa taas. Eh, 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 yun. So, o, eh, o, eh. Okay? Good, good, good. Okay, next we have these finals. Okay, AI. I, I, I. Okay, did you get it? I. Right, good. A, A. This is EIA. Okay, this one is ow, ow, ow. This one is O, O, O. Hmm. This is an, an. This one is N, N, N. This one is ang, ang. This one is eng. And this one is r, r. Okay, did you get it? Good? Are you good? I hope you. I hope that's good for you. Right. So let's go with the complete table of finals. Let's start with practicing at the start. E, O, U, A, O, E, I, A, Ow, O, An, En, Ang, Ang, Okay, did you get it? Did you get it? Hope you got it. No, I'm I'm looking forward that you are able to pronounce this clearly. No, these finals. Okay, so let's move on to compound finals. So I'll just mention this one by one for the interest of time. No, so let's start with this one. Ong. So that's how you write that. Ong. This one is ya, ya, yao, yao, yeah, yeah, yo, yo, yen, yen, in, in, yang, yang, ing, ing, yong, yong, wa, wa, wo, wo, why, why, way, way, one, one, un, wang, wang, weng, weng, yue, yue, yuan, yuan, yun, yun. So those are the compound finals. So this is just basically combinations of some of the final sounds in Mandarin Chinese. Okay? Tandaan nyo na lang yung pronunciation nito, no? Okay? It's just more of like mix and match lang ang sounds. Okay, so last part of this lesson, tones. Okay? Mandarin Chinese is a tonal language. No? In order to differentiate meanings, the same syllable can be pronounced with different tones. Mandarin's tones give it a very distinct quality, but the tones can be a source of miscommunication if given due attention. Kung walang attention yung pag-pronounce ng mga sounds, pwede ma-mix up mo yung tones at kakaroon ng miscommunication. Tandaan nyo yan. Why is it Chinese is tonal? Chinese is sound poor, only 400 sounds. So each Chinese syllable has a tone. Each character corresponds to a single tone. There are four main tones in Mandarin, but there's also a neutral tone. So to illustrate the tones of Mandarin Chinese, meron lang tayong itong illustration. May flat or high, rising, falling, rising, at saka ang falling tone. Okay, so para ma-demonstrate lang natin, paano pag-execute ng mga tone marks, okay? The first syllable is parang singing tone, flat tone. Parang si, si, ano ba? Single lang, no? Si, the second tone or the rising tone, para siyang question tone. Like, what? What? Shama? Yan. Third tone is falling, rising tone. Parang dipping or hesitating ang tono. Like, well, well, how, well. Parang ganun ba? No? Nice. Fourth tone is assertive or short. Like, go or no. Chi. Ganun ba? You're assertive when you pronounce the fourth tone. Neutral tone is just a light sound. Alright? Parang ganun lang. How. Ganun ba? Those are how you execute the four tones Mandarin Chinese. So, okay, when writing syllables in Mandarin, how do you put the tone marks? No, A and E almost trumps the vowels and always take the tone mark. There are no Mandarin symbols that but both contain A and E. In the combination O takes the mark. In all other cases, the final vowel takes the mark. Yan ha. Sige. Let's practice the tones while there's still enough time for this video, no? So start with ah. Next is ah. Next is ah, ah, ah. Okay, let's use a combination of a initial and final. Ma, 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 ma. Again, ma, ma, ma. Okay? So again, yung pinakita ko kanina, yung mga relating characters for this particular sound, no? So yun, parehas lang yung kanina. Tapos yung ma, which is the neutral tone interjection word. Okay. So let me demonstrate and just repeat after me. Okay. So this will be the last slide for this lesson, this video. No. So let's start with pa, pa, pa. P, 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 P. Pay, 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 pay. Buy, 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 buy. Okay? I hope you got those, huh? So anyway, we'll do more practice of these phonetics and all of these tones once we move to this next lesson about grammar, and we'll just review these and do an exercise. Okay, so I think that's it. No, so just to wrap up, we have the pinyin symbols in Mandarin Chinese. So initials, finals, and the tones. Whew, that's quite a wrap. No, so I really appreciate your time being with me for this particular lesson. No? So don't you worry, we have lots more activities to come. So now I'm now posting those less quizzes with relation to this lesson. No? So I hope you can answer those on MS Teams while you're at it. So throughout the weekend, no, pagsikapan yun yan talaga na masagot niyo yung mga ano natin, no? So I hope you will get it. Okay, so thank you for your time. We're so glad to be with you here. And I'm so privileged to thank you for the privilege to be with me in this recorded live lesson. So I hope you just stay with me for the next few weeks of our weekends. No, thank you so much, everyone. We're looking forward to another lesson. So that's it for me, Sir Kenneth. 大家再见。 What's your response? 老师再见. Yes. So 老师再见，大家再见。Thank you. 谢谢大家。谢谢谢谢。Okay. See you soon.